Hi everyone, it's Lisa and welcome to Make It Monday. Today I'm going to teach you how to make a pull-out scrapbook from the clear stamp cases that can be found in the catalog. When they're purchased, you'll get 4 that look just like this, and they do snap open and close. There is a clear acetate cover that's open on the top and the bottom that Stampin' Up typically includes the sleeve for your stamp set. What's great about these is we've repurposed them to make this. Now I've kept mine very simple because I am going to show you how I created this from a Simply Scrappin kit. And I was able to create this from half of a kit. I've already taught this in a class for a fundraiser before, and it was a huge hit. So let me show you how we got started. To create the cover, you're going to need to cut a piece of cardstock 10.5 inches by 7, which is what I've done here. Now I've tried scoring it, it never works well, so I'm going to give you a tip. Go ahead and slip it inside the sleeve of the stamp case, and you're going to want to be gentle because you don't want to rip the sleeve. And then once you have it positioned where you want it, go ahead and just close it. You don't have to snap it shut, but I do want you to press along these bindings here just to create a seam. And then you're going to take it back out. These marks now are going to be an indication of where we are actually going to place the pieces for the front. I've gone ahead and I've cut out a scallop circle from the Big Shot die. This is on page 193, and I've speed this up a little bit for you, and I've just showed you how I have used the new Vine Street embossing folder. This is a free product from the Celebration catalog between January 22nd and March 22nd to create a focal point for the front. You'll see here I use the different folder on this one, but this I'm going to use the Vine Street. Next step was I went ahead and I used the 2 tags die, and I've cut out a die for one of the tags that's going to go on the front. Now you can see here in my completed sample that I've gone ahead and I stamped some words. You could put a date, you could use a title of a location for your journal, and then I used a focal point here with some of the embellishments that come in the Scrappin kit. This is the Razzleberry Splash Simply Scrappin kit, and I'm going to show you what's included. You're going to get 2 sheets of self-adhesive colored dies, and these are like stickers, but I love them because they're repositionable within the first 24 hours of using them. And you're going to get 1 full sheet, mine is cut in half, so forgive me, of borders and trim, which I've used. I found that one Scrappin kit could be divided among 2 people to make this project. In addition to that, you're going to get designer paper, and here are the 2 patterns with this kit, and they are double-sided. And you're going to get 6 sheets of these, 3 of each. You're also going to get 2 of each of these 4 colors for a total of 8 sheets of 12 by 12 cardstock that coordinates with the Simply Scrappin kit. Now, I went ahead and cut the paper already, and let me show you what I've done. You're going to need to cut 3 pieces of cardstock, 7 1/8 inch by 11 inches. Now you're probably asking me, why can't we just use regular 8.5 by 11 cardstock? Yes, you can, but since this becomes part of the Simply Scrappin kit, it's included. So I've already gone ahead and cut these, and let me just show you that I used my Simply scoring tool, and I marked it at 5 inches and 10 inches to go ahead and create my score lines so that we can put our accordion pages together. I don't know if you can see my score lines, so I'm going to bend them for you a little bit. And what we're going to do on this little tab that's right here, this is where we're going to place adhesive. Now, I found that SNAIL works, but you're going to want to be generous with it. And I'm going to attach the next panel right on top of this. Now, you're going to do this to all 3. So here's the next one. I'm going to bend it so you can see it. And you're going to put adhesive here again. Again, you want to be generous. Whenever you're making a 3D project, don't be skimpy on the adhesive. And I'm going to attach this here. Trying to get it lined up so that my book will fold nicely. Okay, this piece at the end, again, I'm folding it so you can see it. We don't need this tab since we've connected all 3 of these. I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. So I've gone ahead and I've placed this inside my new Stampin Trimmer, which I love. And this line here is actually where the paper cuts. So I am just lining up the score line in that groove. making sure my paper is even at the top and the bottom, and I'm just going to cut that off. Okay, so we end up with this, with all the different panels. So all you have to do now is start to accordion fold it. And then I'm going to go back in with my bone folder and crease all of those lines. Here's my completed one, and I want to show you how I created this focal point. Again, from the 2 tags die, this is the other tag that's on that die. I've gone ahead and I've cut one. Now, you're going to go ahead and select the flower that you like on the self-adhesive embellishments, and all I did was cut straight up the middle. I like to leave it on the paper and not pull it off for this, and I attached it here. And then for the center, I did the same thing. Now, if you can't get to your self-adhesive little, I'm going to call them stickers just to make it easy for you, go ahead and cut around it just so you can get there, and then cut it in half. And then this got mounted here. Now I want to talk to you a little bit about what I call my little faux bow. On the sheets with the stickers, you're going to find small little embellishments. And this is actually a small circle. These are worth their weight in gold, because these little negative areas right here, which are actually between the 2 different colors, I don't throw those away. I use those. They come in quite handy for small areas, and I like how they have a multitude of different colors. So what I did is I went ahead and I chose this one, and I'm just going to take a little bit off because I'm not going to need too much, and I'm going to cut it into 2 pieces, and I'm going to put part of it here and part of it here, and I created a little ribbon edge, and I went back in with that little circle, and I peeled this off, and I covered this up. All right, so I'm taking this out so I can show you the detail of each page so that you can mimic it at home. So the next one, again, designer series paper, another sticker and a small center, more designer paper, and I went ahead and used one of my border punches with a little bit of the cardstock in the kit. This, believe it or not, is a sticker, same with this, designer paper here. Now this little piece here, I want to show you what I did. I cut a small piece, 1 inch by 3 inches, and I've used my square punch. This is the 1 1/4 inch, and I like to use these upside down to create this banner tip. Now I've showed this before, but just to a recap, you're going to want to make sure you're using a punch that's wider than the strip of your paper. So this is 1 inch, and this is the 1 1/4 inch. So I'm going to go up inside of here like so. I'm looking to see that this point visually is up the center of my paper where the tails are exposed, and I'm just going to punch. And that's going to give you the little banner tip. Nice and easy. Next page, again, more designer paper. This is again a border from the kit. This is just a 1 inch circle punch with another sticker. Here's where I've used what the company actually would call the scrap between the borders. You see how that has different colors? And then the stickers are included. Next page, I did the same thing with this that I did with this to create the tip out of designer paper, scrap piece of border. This is our wonderful tag punch. Okay, so tag punch, scrap cardstock is going to give you a little bit of the tag, and I did the exact same thing here that I did on the original tag on the front. This again is a piece of designer paper, and again, just so that you can see this, I'm going to gently pull it off. This is one of those strips on the borders. Now there's going to be 2 sections in the panels that you create where you're actually going to be able to see where you connect the 2 pieces of cardstock. I don't know if you can see this or not. I'm going to try, but it's here and here, and they're on the back side. So what I did for those panels is I cut them 4 3/4 inch by 7, and here are mine I've already cut, so that when you lay them over the top, let me get the one that coordinates with the one that's here, it's going to hide those imperfections of the seam. Okay, again, another piece of border, half of a flower, designer paper, border, flower. You can see the theme here, and here's that other piece to cover up that other seam, and then we're back to the beginning. This is a wonderful project because it can hold a lot of pictures. Now listen, very, very important. Brads, buttons, glue dots, anything that's going to create depth to this project, I do not recommend at all, because you won't be able to close this. Then it'll be too thick. Keep in mind you have to leave room for your photographs. Now let's go back and let's finish the cover, and I'll show you how I did it. And of course you can bling yours up a lot more than I did. So this was the original cover where I made the seams for the creases. This is my embossed scallop circle. I am going to put adhesive generously around the outside. Now remember too, whenever you're using an embossing folder, you're going to have what we call mountains and valleys of impressions from that. So you're going to need to use a lot more adhesive than you normally would. Now once that crease has been made, I'm going to go ahead and I am going to line this up, and I'm actually going to fold on that line. And I am going to let mine hang off the edge. Now if you don't like that, you can center it, but I let mine hang off the edge. And I have to make sure it's straight, so bear with me here. Okay, I like to rub from the inside. And now here, take your scissors and cut away any extra cardstock that you don't want to show. All right, so here we go, we've got this. Next, what I did is I used a stamp from Loving Thoughts, and I stamped the word memories. You can use anything you want. Again, remember, it can be a family name, a location, an event. And I mounted it on the front. And then I used some embellishments from the sticker sheets that are inside the packet, and I finished it out. It's that simple. I will be posting all the dimensions for this project on the video so that you can mimic it. And then I hope that you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you next week for Make It Monday.